Hi, you have probably accidentally landed on Riding with Marshall because I have one of the longest names you'll ever type in to the search queue of YouTube. And even if you start typing in Riding with, I'm probably at the bottom of the list. Feel sorry for me if you want to. I don't. I just do it because it's fun. So here's a question. Let's say that you are under 5'8" and you just want a small motorcycle that you can manage. You don't want an 800-pound behemoth. Or let's say you just got out of motorcycle class, you don't have a ton of money, and you would like something fun to sport about on that isn't going to cost you an arm and a leg if you drop it. Or you already have a big cruiser, but you really don't want to take your Yamaha Venture to the grocery store. You just want something small you can throw a bag on. So what would that be exactly? Would it be maybe a Kawasaki Vulcan S? Not a bad idea. Would it be an Indian Scout 60? Or let's say you want to keep it under $10,000. $10,000 out the door. Maybe one of these. Now the 1100 is not going to be under 10. But one of the new Rebel 300s or 500s will be. In fact, here we are at my favorite dealership again, Interstate Honda. Look, I can tell you, you're at $7,399 before tax. So odds are you're going to be under $8,000 out the door on a Rebel 300. But is a Rebel 300 going to be enough? And if only we knew where you could choose from many different Rebels. Oh wait, we do. We're here now, choosing between many different Rebels. 1100, 1100, 1100, 1100. Ugh, I'm tripping. And outside is the one. Outside is the Rebel that we're going to ride. So as I was saying, if you're a short person and you have trouble reaching the ground on a bigger bike, the Rebels will be for you. And here at Interstate Honda, we have quite a few of them. Now, I can sit and talk a bike to death, and you're probably sick of me doing that in my channel. So if only we had people whose job it was to sell you the bike. Oh, wait, here's one now.
How's it going, y'all? My name is McCartney. I am a salesperson at Interstate Honda here.
It is amazing what they can do with facelifts these days. I had no idea. I mean, the cool thing about facelifts is they make you look much younger, but the uncool thing about facelifts is that I'm sorry, Paul, you don't look anything like your old self. You look almost more like John.
Right.
Maybe you can sing Yesterday for us and can. Oh,
I don't think you want to hear that.
You're not that Paul, are you? He's not a Paul at all. He's just a McCartney. That's his first name. So, McCartney is a new salesman here at Interstate Honda. I'm introducing him to you so that when you come in, you'll already know somebody. Isn't that nice? You go to some place where you already know somebody. He is, by the way, a musician. He's one of those jazz musicians.
I am, yes.
I don't know about that jazz stuff.
What can I
That's
say?
the devil's music, isn't
Right.
it? Or maybe I've got that wrong. I don't know. Don't really know his music very well. Anyway, let's go outside. He's going to show me what I'm going to be riding and tell me why you would want this bike. Let's do that. So once again, I am at Interstate Honda in Fort Collins, Colorado. They do not pay me to do this. I just love this place because I have bought 8 bikes here, never once felt ripped off, and sometimes I was out of here in about an hour. Try that at a Harley dealer. Well, at a non-John Elway Harley dealer. And I gotta tell you, I'm a little tempted by this bad boy here because I've had 2 of these already and they just have a special place in my heart. But no, I can't. We're here for a reason, and that reason. So you're gonna put me on this little bike right here.
Correct.
And I'm gonna pretend that I'm under 5'8", and we're gonna ride it. So why would somebody buy a Honda Rebel 500 instead of the 1100?
Instead of the 1100. Well, the weight is a big difference on these. The 1100, of course, is going to weigh a little more than the 500. So I always steer people towards the 500 when you are either a beginner rider or you're a little bit shorter or smaller. It's a very, very manageable bike. It's got a great low seat height, so anybody under 5'8" or around that will be able to fit on it fine. This guy right here has a 6-speed manual transmission, 1 down.
6-speed on a 500.
Yes, sir.
Wow, you know what doesn't have a 6-speed? An 1800.
Well,
my one downside to those is they didn't have a 6-speed, but the 500 has 6 speeds.
it does.
Now, why does a 6-speed matter? Because maybe you're on the interstate and you're doing 75 miles an hour. You don't want the engine sounding like it's about to blow up under you. Not like a Honda ever would do that. But it's nice to have that 6th gear just for saving gas, if nothing more, and for not sounding like you're at 5,000 RPMs.
Another nice thing about this bike has a digital cluster here. Turn on the key. It's very, very visible at night and in the daylight. As you can see, it's pretty bright out here. You can see this guy just fine. It's gonna have your gas gauge on there. Very, very nice, because I can't tell you how many times I have popped open this guy right here, shined my flashlight in there, shook the bike back and forth just to see how much gas I have.
You guys, you knew I was taking this out today, didn't you?
Yes, yes we did.
Here's my thing. Like I said, I don't get paid to do these, but I told Zach that my new thing is I fill the gas tank when I ride a bike out of appreciation. So what Zach did is he filled the bike already, so I can't fill the bike. This is a little game we're starting to play here.
Right, right.
Well, maybe I'll just have to ride it until it's out of gas and then fill it.
Exactly, exactly. Take it for
Which
a
would
big
be
spin.
about 200 something. I don't know. This is a smaller tank. Be about 150 miles later. So I'm not going to put 150 miles on a brand new bike, but I will put a couple miles on it. So what else is cool about the 500?
This guy is going to have full LEDs, headlight, tail light, turn signals. Very, very bright. Great for at night, great for during the day. It's always better to be seen than not to be seen.
And you don't have to replace LEDs half as often. You get
No.
on a bumpy road or something and you're not blowing the filaments out.
Exactly, exactly. So this bike right here is going to have a single rotor and caliper in the front. Plenty of braking power. It's going to be the same in the rear with the smaller single rotor.
And we have
caliper.
what size tire on this? This is a 16.
Very, very cool looking tire. It's almost bobber style. Super, super awesome. This right here is going to be a 500cc parallel twin, fuel injected, which is very, very nice, especially in our climate in Colorado. You know, temperatures change, altitudes change. You don't want to have to deal with jetting a carburetor, cleaning a carburetor, storing it for the winter, stuff like that. Just takes the hassle away.
And that's all of the old Honda Rebels. They're all
Correct.
carbureted, no matter
Yes.
what year they were.
The 250 and the 400, both of them were carbureted. My first bike was actually a 250 Honda Rebel. I love that thing, so these guys have a special place in my heart. If you want to walk around the rear end right here.
How much gas do we have?
In this tank,
What size is that tank?
I'm gonna have to double check my spec sheet on that guy.
I'm thinking it's a 3.2, but I could be wrong.
It's around that range.
I got an idea. Why don't we put that spec right there in the palm of my hand? I will put that spec later, okay?
Cool, and if you want to walk around the rear end here, it's gonna have that really, really cool looking tail light, headlight. The exhaust on these also sounds fantastic for a stock pipe.
Let's start it up and hear it.
Let's do it.
You're in neutral? Yes.
We are in neutral. Another nice thing about this guy, gear indicator. A lot of bikes, especially cruiser styles, do not have this digital cluster with a gear indicator. So say you're...
I know, I love my Fury, like the yellow one over there. I got
Right.
the lack of a gear indicator and the lack of a fuel gauge. And
Yep.
yeah, it's kind of a bummer because you have it on a Rebel, but you don't have it on a Fury. But hey, it is what it is.
And before this guy starts up, I would like to mention it does have an anti-lock braking system. Very, very nice for either experienced riders, non-experienced riders. I can't tell you how many times I've locked up that front wheel and almost went over the handlebars. So that's gonna prevent that from happening. It's just like a car with ABS. You're gonna feel a little vibration if you're locking up, but you are not going to lock up that front wheel. And let's go ahead and give this guy a start here. We are in neutral. We're gonna let the fuel pump prime, clutch in. Fires right up every time. We'll give it a little bit of throttle, here's what it sounds like.
low pitch for such a small motor.
Right, right. And that parallel twin delivers power. It's very smooth, low end, high end, great power band. Sounds amazing. I can't complain about the parallel twins. Amazing, amazing motors.
Cool. Well, I'm gonna ride it, but not yet, because there's something else to think about. When you buy a motorcycle, I know you're super thrilled, you can't wait to ride away with it, but we're missing something. And maybe McCartney can show us inside what we're missing when you buy a motorcycle. All right, so we're back inside, and as I was just saying, buying just a motorcycle, what kind of fun is that when you have an opportunity? You're already in a spending mode. Why don't you spend a little more on yourself and look the part of a guy with a new motorcycle, or a girl with a new motorcycle? And what do we have here at Interstate Honda?
We have all the gear you could ever need. Boots, gloves,
Where?
helmets.
Show me, man.
Got everything. If you look to your left right here, we're gonna have our boot selection. Very, very important for a rider, just in case a bike were to fall on you, if you were to get swiped by a car.
Don't want a broken ankle.
Exactly. We are gonna have our Enduro motocross style helmets over here on the left. We are also going to have jerseys.
I find those very good for summer use because they have the biggest mouth vent for fresh air of any helmet, as you can see there. And so on really hot days, I'll wear my Enduro helmet even with just my street bikes.
And in street helmet departments, we are going to have SMK, Scorpion, HJC, Arai, and Bell. A very important part of riding a motorcycle to me is looking good, and we can help you out here. We can style match for your bike. Another very, very important piece of equipment for riding a motorcycle is a jacket. Jackets are gonna have padding.
No, it's just so you look cool, right?
Right, right.
Oh, really? That's the only reason why I need a jacket, so I look cool?
If only that were the case. Jackets are great for protection. They're going to have, depending on the jacket, shoulder plates, elbow plates, chest plate, and back plate. Of course, riding a motorcycle will always be dangerous. There is no way to limit that, but there are ways to protect yourself just in case there is an incident. And here at Interstate Honda, we have everything you could ever want in the protection department. Another very essential part of riding to me is gloves. Gloves are gonna help with bugs hitting your hands. Gloves are gonna help with rocks. Gloves are also gonna help if you fall. These ones right here have knuckle pads. So if you did end up falling and going like this, you are not gonna break your knuckles. They also, a lot of them have anti-skid on there, so they're not gonna rip if you do end up sliding. That's not the point of a glove, to rip if you are sliding. You want to protect your hands, because without your hands, you can't ride a motorcycle. We have a great selection of Alpine Stars, Fox gloves, any glove you could ever want for your style of riding and for your style in general.
Now, if only you had like sales occasionally, that would be cool.
Of course we have sales. I'll show you right over here.
20% off.
Guys,
But there's always Marshall in the store. He's always
Look, it's Zach. Hi, Zach.
Running to lunch real quick. I've got an important errand to make real quick, and then I'll be back. Good to
I have
see you
that
guys.
same jacket. I think I have.
Ride's safe.
Yeah, mine's yellow on the back though. Never mind.
You know,
I don't have that same
if it was
jacket.
bright pink and flashy, I'd wear it too.
You're more man than me, Zach. I wouldn't wear the yellow. I mean the pink.
People will see me. People will see me.
People will see you.
So we have some of our helmets here that are on sale.
150. Oh, that's badass helmet. Look at that.
Yeah,
It's like
very, very stylish, especially if you're
future
on a cruiser style.
stormtrooper kind of thing there.
Right. We've got jerseys. We've got pants. Most of these are enduro
Do you have one of
motocross
these in
style.
large? Probably not, because they're on sale. There's an XXL.
Let's look over here. We've also got the classic top hat.
Ah, yes.
Very, very cool looking, especially if you're on a cruiser.
If you want to look like a cop and make everybody stay off your butt, that's what you need.
Right, right. And our service department here, absolutely amazing. All these guys will be happy to help you out. If you end up purchasing a bike, of course, I'll introduce you all, and they'll help you out with parts, maintenance, gear.
We won't go over that today. We'll save that one for another day, because the average YouTuber lasts about 6 minutes. It's really sad. I know. All right. So, oh, look at this.
I also put a temp tag on the SCL if you wanted to ride it too, or a dealer plate. So, if you want to take that one out,
Oh, that's the
I'd be happy
Scrambler.
to get that one put aside
That
for
one's
you.
already on my channel.
Is it?
Yes. I already did that one.
It's a good fun one.
You hear that, people? I already did the scrambler. But in case you don't remember, it looks like this.
I'll be back. Call it when you need me.
Okay, yeah, I remember.
So really, why am I here at Interstate Honda again? Because this is what I do on my Fridays. I come down and I see what's new and different, and then I rope these guys into my videos. So let's go ride this Honda 500, because that's the real reason why you're watching, is to see my opinion on it, so you can troll me in the comments about everything I say is wrong. Wrong. So wrong. No, hopefully that's not why you're watching. Okay, so realizing that if you're watching a Rebel video, you're probably kind of new to riding. Maybe, not always. But if you are new, here's something to think about. Don't ride a bike with your phone hanging out of your back pocket. So I'm going to put my phone in my jacket. The other thing is something I'm always saying to new riders, or any riders, as a reminder. Keep your chin up in the curves. Don't look down as you enter a curve. Draw an imaginary line like you've already made the curve. Picture that line in your head, and the bike will miraculously follow it. It's really bizarre how that works. Picture yourself already having made the turn. So, phone, inside, jacket. Clutch pull. Pretty darn easy, especially for a cable. Turn on the engine switch and the starter switch. Look, I do know how to ride a bike. Who would have thought? Adjust my mirrors. Remember that when you're test riding somebody else's bike, sometimes the mirrors don't even move. I recently had that on a Royal Enfield experience. First gear. Front brake. Quite a bit of dive on the front forks. Rear brake, very tight. I love the smell of fresh engine oil in the morning on a brand new bike. We have 0.4 miles on this bike. Well, that's a tripometer. So let's see. No, we got 24.7 miles on this bike. 24 miles, okay. It's been ridden by somebody other than myself. Clutch release. Oh, it's right there as you leave the bar, which is what I prefer. Got a lot going on here. Unloading a... You're unloading a motorcycle. Ah, the cool air inside my helmet. Yay. So my knees are pretty high up. I'm leaning over the tank a little bit. The bars basically don't come up very high. You're in a sport position. And for many people, that feels like a lot of fun. It certainly gives you a lot more control over the bike than it would if you were leaning back in it like I do on my Fury. That muffler has a nice low rumble for a 500cc engine. It's hilarious how low that is. It's not very loud, but it is a very low pitch. For a parallel twin, also it is very smooth. There's no lugging in third gear. Most gears overlap really well on Hondas. Let's see what we can get it up to. Of course, I'm not very far from my next exit. The horn is right where I think the blinker should be. That's me. 6th gear. And we need to do 75. '78, 79, 81, 82. Now at 82 miles an hour, I will tell you there is some buzzing in the seat. That's pretty much it for this parallel twin. The good news is, if you stay in the right lane, you can stay on the interstate all day doing 75 comfortably. 82 is going to give you a vibration in the seat that might just prevent you from wanting to do that for a long period of time. But then again, you're not buying a Honda Rebel so you can take it across the country on the interstate. I mean, if you're going to go across the country, have fun and take it off on the side roads across the country and actually see something. You're not going to see much from the interstate. All you're going to see is the back end of a lot of semi-trucks. Once again, turn a corner in 3rd and no visible lugging. Unlike one of the recent bikes that I rode and of course got chewed on in the comments section, as people tend to do. And sometimes they're funny and I welcome that. Show me a little bit of attitude and I'll show you a lot more attitude, because it's my channel, my comment section. But yeah, fun times. Honda Rebel 500. Out the door, easily under 10K. Brand new. Very fun to ride. No complaints. Braking was good. Engine was very smooth, very performing. The seat, I wasn't on it long enough to really give you a good review on the seat. Tank, you do have a small tank, so once again, not an interstate cruiser. But still, for what it's meant to be, especially a very comfortable and reliable beginner's bike or a second bike, great machine. Thanks for watching again.